pro-Palestinian supporters seizing control of the Sydney Harbour Bridge and turning the iconic landmark into a stage for its first ever anti-war protest. Traffic making way for what organisers called a tidal wave of humanity.
New South Wales Police have suggested that only 100,000 people turned up, which is still a big number anyway, but independent estimates suggest that the number was around 300,000 people, possibly even more. And this was a march for humanity. It was cold, it was windy, they were calm, they were patient, and they were there to prove a point that they want the Australian government to stop looking the other way, to stop using the weasel words, to stop selling military parts to Israel and start the action towards a pathway to peace and a pathway to an independent Palestine.
It was extraordinary that there were no arrests, that the crowd remained patient, the crowd remained kind to each other.
I speak to you as Australian and also as someone who is a proud Jew who has been so ashamed of what so many in my community have been supporting for the last 80 years, but particularly in the last 2 years. What Israel is doing is not being done in the name of Judaism. Australia is complicit in war crimes and genocide.
It's pretty clear that Zionism isn't a majority of Jewish people's ideas. And a lot of Zionists aren't Jewish anyway. It's the danger of letting one group have too much say.
This is not the end. This should just be the beginning, and it can't just be another cycle of outrage and then we all just go home and forget about all of this.
We want a ceasefire, we want aid to flow, we want the hostages released, and we would urge Prime Minister Netanyahu to listen to the 600 former Israeli security officials who have called for a ceasefire as the best way to ensure the hostages come home. There is a risk that there will be no Palestine left to recognise if the world does not act.
If they had have done all of this beforehand, had shown some moral leadership instead of political caution and cowardice, well, maybe we wouldn't be watching a nation reduced to rubble and an ongoing genocide.